which today is unheard of, right? Today, we mostly just get people voting for Democrat or Republican. We do have third parties, we do have multiple parties, but they don't really get a lot of votes, right? Maybe like a fraction of a percent. So that's why you should know about the bull moose. It was significant. In addition to the fracture that it made between the Republican Party, it's also been one of the most successful third parties in American history. There was another party under a guy named Perot that was kind of successful in '92. I think that was a little before your time. Any questions about Bull Moose Party, or what that did, or why it's important? That's the big question. Why it was important. No, okay.
Like what made them different from everyone else?
Well, it was led by Roosevelt, and Roosevelt, he had actually had some disagreements with Taft, right? So McKinley had been shot, I think like in 1900. Theodore Roosevelt was vice president. He takes over because McKinley died. Then Roosevelt gets reelected. After that, Roosevelt says, I'm not going to run anymore for president. He picks Taft as his successor. I think Taft was in one of his departments. Roosevelt goes off to Africa. He expects Taft to continue his same policies. So Roosevelt was doing a lot, fighting big business, breaking up trusts. Roosevelt expected Taft to do the same thing. And in a sense, Taft did, just not to the extent Roosevelt did. So Roosevelt comes back from Africa. He's quite unhappy with Taft. He decides to run against Taft. And in politics, that's kind of like a big no-no. Do you guys know what incumbent means? Incumbent is like the person in office. So right now, President Obama, he is the incumbent. And if you notice, in the last election, right, in 2012, there were no Democrats that ran against Obama in the primary, right? So that's what usually happens in presidential elections. Whoever is the incumbent, whatever party, Democrat, Republican, everybody else kind of defers to them. So same thing happened to President Bush in 2004, right? Nobody ran against him because he was the incumbent.